Thank you, Phyllis Seiss Foster. I want to congratulate the town. I had an extremely professional response from the town garage on Friday. I went in at the town hall at 11:30, just before they closed, and I got a response in my email that afternoon, so that was great. And the signage in the town, I think, is beautiful. I think we need maybe a few mentions of key points, like Douglas Beach. Maybe could have a separate sign. I'd like to know whether there's a huge development on the golf course beside me, and everyone has a swimming pool. Everyone. I'm wondering if there's a bylaw regarding filling. Do people have to use a tanker truck?
Well, all those people in our Lviv are on wells, but yes, they will probably fill with the tanker. Which they usually do. Even people in Knowlton, they usually fill with the tanker first, and they might top it off with the town water if they're on the town system.
So we don't have a bylaw in place for people to pay for a tanker truck? Because I think that's a good suggestion, maybe, because it's my aquifer that they're using, and
yeah.
I'm concerned that my water is going to be jeopardized in somebody's swimming pool.
Well, I'm sure those people that built in our Lviv, they want their pool in operation right away, so they will certainly order a tanker. I think that's mostly required when Club de Sin puts in a pool, especially with the liner, because they want to take the air out between the liner and the foundation wall of the pool, and quickly, so that way they fill it up right away and they're able to connect.
Logically, yes, but
I don't believe, Phyllis, that there is a bylaw in place. There could be. We can check on it, it'll be noted, but I don't believe there is.
All right, and my last question would be regarding this place. I think a lot of people put their heart and soul into it, and I walk in and feel that it's sort of I don't know what's going on here, but it doesn't seem like a lot. The yoga's no longer, the garden club doesn't come here. You can't book online for any of the halls or the rooms.
Well, I mean, most of them are occupied, even ourselves.
I spent 3-4 hours this morning trying to find activities at the community center, and finally fell onto the VLB AFO booklet, but there's nothing on the town website, on the community center website regarding recreation, leisure, arts, nothing.
Okay, well.
Thank you.
I know that we tried to book, like example, have the hydro meetings here in the last couple of weeks, but they're all booked, the hall, so we were unable to, and I will check into what your question.
I haven't, okay.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bonsoir, Marc Pelletier, Lakeside. Ceux qui me connaissent savent que depuis 10 ans, le côté environnement est quelque chose qui m'intéresse. J'aime bien votre sourire, monsieur le maire. Voici, c'est que il y a 15 jours, j'ai assisté à une conférence à Austin, un tout petit village, sur le recyclage. Il y a eu de gros changements, des changements importants sur la gestion du recyclage. Alors, j'aimerais vous encourager à trouver quelqu'un pour organiser une couple de conférences, soit en français et en anglais, sur le thème. Anaïs, par exemple, serait une personne qui pourrait le faire, mais elle aurait sans doute besoin de votre encouragement pour le faire. Il y a vraiment des choses très importantes et quand j'en parle aux gens autour de moi, c'est surprenant combien peu de gens réalisent back impact, les changements qui sont venus, c'est simplifié et ça serait bienvenu. Est-ce que vous seriez d'accord pour qu'on organise quelque chose?
Est-ce que les conférences à Austin, c'est fait avec l'initiative de l'MRC, Member Magog, ou la ville de Austin?
Alors, ils ont engagé une consultante qui vit à Austin pour faire cette excellente conférence, pour venir ici elle demandait 500 $. Ce que j'ai compris à travers Anaïs, que la ville n'était pas prête à financer. Anaïs m'a également dit que la MRC, ça ne l'intéressait pas dans le moment de faire quoi que ce soit. Alors, je pense qu'il y aurait une belle initiative à faire, surtout qu'on a un employé qui est responsable de l'environnement ici à la ville et qui fait des bulletins sur le sujet. Alors, je pense que ça me ferait plaisir de collaborer pour faire la promotion si on peut établir une date et le plus tôt possible.
Je laisse la parole à la conseillère Louise Morin.
D'accord.
Anaïs et moi, on en a parlé, on trouve que c'est une très bonne suggestion. Et on trouvait que 500 $ était trop important pour ce genre de choses-là. Donc, on est en train de chercher une alternative. Peut-être que ce sera Anaïs, qui en ce moment, elle est sur beaucoup de dossiers, c'est le début de la saison d'été. Alors, on va trouver une façon de le faire.
Alors, si je résume, ça aura lieu, il reste à trouver le moment et la personne pour le faire. Excellent, merci.
Bonjour, je suis Michel Vijose et j'habite à Lac-Brome. J'ai 2 questions. La première concerne le fameux poste d'Hydro-Québec qui a fait parler de lui et qui devait être installé au coin de Riddle et de Johnston-Manville. Je sais qu'il y a eu une réunion récente des maires de la municipalité qui a été initiée par la ville de Lac-Brome pour présenter la solution qu'ils proposaient et qui évitait d'avoir des comment on appelle ça là, des espèces de pylônes énormes qui effectivement et qui détruisent le paysage. Alors ma question, c'est j'aimerais savoir ce que la ville de Lac-Brome quelle est sa position dans ce dossier-là. J'espère qu'elle soutient la ville de Sutton. Ça, c'est une première question. Ma deuxième concerne, et tout à fait dans un ordre différent, j'aimerais savoir si c'est possible d'avoir des ententes de services intermunicipalités de façon à permettre aux citoyens, par exemple Lac-Brome, moi j'ai certaines activités à Sutton et je suis convaincue qu'il y a des gens de Sutton qui aimeraient avoir aussi accès à des offres de services de Lac-Brome. Est-il possible d'avoir une entente de services de façon à minimiser les coûts quand il y a des échanges comme ça entre municipalités? Je pense que j'avais envoyé une lettre au directeur général de la ville. Je pense que Mme Judge, vous en avez une copie. J'aimerais savoir s'il y a du suivi sur ce sujet-là également. Alors voilà.
Votre première question concernant le hydro, rien qui était décidé encore.
Okay.
Hydro, ils ont élargi l'espace, les tubes pour accueillir de nouveaux stations de hydro. Ils ont toujours avait l'idée d'avoir une tronçon, le corridor nord, qui passe ouest, ça veut dire, ça va être ouest de 139. Et nous, finalement, ils ont abandonné cette tronçon-là. Maintenant, il y avait 2 options qui passent à Dunham, de Cowansville à Dunham, puis ça va arriver sur le côté ouest, excusez-moi, le côté ouest de 139, en descendant Sutton, ça va être à droite, à quelque part. Vraiment, ça ne touche pas Sutton comme tel, mais c'est Sutton qui, vraiment, ils ont besoin de changement pour la station comparé à nous. C'est pas dans la même situation que Sutton, mais Hydro a décidé d'abolir, de fermer les 2 postes, puis construire une à 120 carrés. Puis ensuite, c'est toujours en discussion.
C'est toujours en discussion?
Les négociations continuent.
D'accord.
Puis ça va continuer pour une période de temps. Finalement, Hydro va décider c'est quoi c'est quoi la décision optimale pour avoir un nouveau poste qui est à quel endroit?
OK. Parce que Hydro a présenté une seule solution qui est une ligne à 120 kV. Bon, je ne suis pas technicienne, je n'irai pas dans le détail. Mais la ville de Sutton, qui a accès à des experts aussi au niveau de l'hydroélectricité, a fait une contre-proposition en minimisant la demande des certes électriques, et ça ferait leur bonheur, ça. Donc, et la solution qu'ils proposent, j'imagine que vous avez été mis au courant de ça, évite un poste à 120 K, W, là, pour aller vers une solution à 69. Ça, je ne sais pas si vous en avez débattu et s'il peut y avoir un appui là-dessus dans la mesure où la ville elle-même juge que ça fait son bonheur et que ça évite de détruire un paysage comme la proposition d'Hydro-Québec le fait.
La ville de Lac-Brome a toujours appuyé le meilleur décision.
OK. Oui.
Qui va être le moins d'impact.
Le moins d'impact, OK.
Sur tout le paysage et tout.
OK.
Alors, quand Hydro ont décidé que le corridor nord, c'est pas acceptable, on était très heureux avec ça,
OK.
que ça passe par ailleurs. Ce que Sutton a fait, ils ont rencontré Hydro vendredi passé. Ils ont montré le nouveau,
Oui.
les
L'autre
idées.
proposition.
Mais ça, c'est les gens qui sont que avec Hydro depuis 5, 7, 8 ans. Puis, il y avait beaucoup de changements depuis ce temps-là, techniquement, puis tout. Puis, moi, je suis pas un ingénieur, je ne peux pas comprendre qu'est-ce que les ingénieurs de Hydro disaient. Je ne suis pas un expert. Alors, je laisse ça à des experts. Puis, on va continuer à négocier avec Hydro.
OK.
Et continuer pour votre deuxième question, pour partager les services. On a déjà fait ça avec Cowansville, puis avec Granby, puis avec Waterloo, pour les bâtiments artistiques, et tout. C'est quoi les services que Sutton veut partager avec nous ou nous, on peut partager avec eux? Ça, c'est une chose pour les loisirs ici à Berkeley.
Bon, mais c'est possible d'envisager ça.
Oui,
Parfait.
C'est toujours possible de partager, on fait déjà avec d'autres municipalités.
Merci.
Bienvenue, madame.
Tommy McGovern Knowlton. You know, first of all, I want to thank the guys that are doing the walkway, the survey here. They were very polite when they came to our door and took photos and everything and all that. I got to give that young lad a compliment on how nice he was about it. Now, I want to know why, when a first responder, 3 of them show up at a cardiac arrest, 1 of them doesn't get paid because they're told we don't have no money. And then they're also told that first responders don't accept donations anymore.
Well, that I'm not aware of. We still, I believe, accept donations.
Well, I was told from a good source that they were told not to. They called up and asked about donations, and the chief said, we're rich enough, we don't need donations. And then I find out that they're not paying the third person that shows up on a cardiac arrest.
Are you able to name your source?
No.
No, but in all due respect, Tommy, I mean...
I know, because I had a hard job to start it.
Yeah, the first responder, an extra first responder shows up. I don't see why...
Well, it's because there were...
Life or death, why they're not going to...
And the reason why the third one showed up, because there were 2 new ones on duty, and the supervisor went to check to see that it was all right, and she was told she's not getting paid.
Or a date so we can check it?
Sorry?
Can you give me an incident, like a date or something?
Well, there was apparently one at Knowlton Packaging, and the supervisor showed up before the 2 first responders, and when she filled out the paper and handed it in, she was asked a lot of questions and told, you're not getting paid for it because you were not told to be there.
Okay, well, we'll check it out, Tom.
Okay, thanks, but the guys that did the sidewalk here, they were very polite.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Alicia Southall in Knowlton. Question concerning 1.3, in other words, the minutes of the previous council meeting in April. Mr. Falcaro, do you have the number of the item that concerned the discussion of the initiation of expropriation proceedings in connection with the proposed
Yeah.
possible new fire station?
Yeah, I'll direct to Mr. Falcaro.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, I beg your
Yes,
pardon.
of
No, I don't
course.
have it in front of me here.
We have to
Okay.
be very,
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, right.
yes, thank you.
But
So I'll ask Mr. Falcaro to respond to your question.
I think it'll be the same
Answer,
response.
No, I don't.
He
I
doesn't
don't
have
it
it,
in front of me.
Right, okay,
Sorry, he answered twice, but he didn't hear.
okay. But you all recall that item of discussion from that evening, right? We're all familiar with that. Okay. I was just wondering, when I looked at the minutes, there was no reference to the fact that two councillors expressed reservations or concerns in connection with that evening.
Well, no, the way that, reservations, I mean, it was unanimous to pass the resolution for expropriation.
That's true, the vote was
I mean,
unanimous.
we all said the same thing. Like Mrs. Judge explained, that, you know, we have gotten, our roots go back years with the duck farm.
Right.
The land we're on here came from the duck farm. The land of the CPE, the garderie next door, also came from the duck farm, and it was given to them, given to the CPE too. That was in the time of Huck Henry, and the CPE was respected because the duck farm was sold to Mario City. They respected what the agreement was that was done with Huck Henry, the duck farm at the time. So, no, there's no reservations. I mean, I felt bad to have to, I've been here basically all my life too, and to expropriate from the duck farm has been a solid part of our community, and here since 100 and some odd years. It was hard, but I mean, they understand it, so it's not a problem.
Non, ma question porte sur le fait que les préoccupations qui ont été exprimées lors de ces discussions au mois dernier de la part de deux conseillers, conseiller Ouvrard qui n'est pas présent ce soir et Madame conseillère Judge, c'est leur déclaration, ce qu'ils ont partagé à ce moment-là, et vous avez raison, le vote était unanime, je suis d'accord, mais ce qu'ils ont exprimé ne devrait-il pas faire part de the official record, right? It's not just a vote. Should when councillors express reservations or offer certain reflections, in addition to the vote, does it not form part of the official record and minutes of the proceedings? That was the question.
Go ahead, Owen.
Well, the answer is it's not in our usual way of proceeding to put down every single word that everybody said during the meeting. Of course, if there's a vote, we indicate who voted for or
Okay.
who voted against. But we typically don't have each comment that any person might make on a certain topic.
No, obviously, but it's not a transcript, but I mean, I'm just saying those particular comments seem to be sort of unique in nature, and that's why I asked the question. The other question was, there were 40 people present last month, and the official record's showing 26. I think you'd be very proud to say we had 40 people at the meeting.
Well, I count how many are here when we start the meeting, and that's what I put on my paper.
Well, I came in a minute after it started, and I had a different count, but thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I want these.
And I have a sign put on that box saying where it was for, so I don't have to answer so many questions.
Just a minute,
Hello. First, I excuse my Chinglish first, okay? And for me, it happened to me.
Sorry, please tell us your name.
Yeah. Monica.
Monica, what?
What's that?
Last name, please?
Chin.
Okay, we have a recording, that's why I have.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, sorry. I'm first time him. Okay. Anyway, it happened to me when I walk and bike on the bike. I find a lot of people wearing headphones and they hear music. They never heard anything. Even I get ding, 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 ding. So one day I stopped behind the gentleman with the dog, and a couple on the left side, they stopped. So after that, so I tried to call past it, but he didn't hear me. So the dog run over there. Talking in microphone. It's the first time. Okay. And it's danger. I can kill the dog, or I can fail and hurt myself. So I think why we cannot install just a simple sign, let the people know, watch the traffic, so everybody safety, that's it. And I already sent an email to the city hall, but I have no answer, anything. So that's why I show up today.
Okay, I will let Lee Patterson answer that.
So just to be sure, you were on the bike path, you were on the path?
Yeah.
So if you look at the, maybe we need to add more, but there is the mention when you start from like on Victoria and over by the beach, there is a mention that says where you should be. But I do agree with you, and I think other members of council think.
A lot of people walk on the right side.
Yes.
Okay.
So we do have it posted, but perhaps we should have other measures in place to.
But I don't see the sign though.
Well, I know there's at least one or two that I've seen in a while, but we'll get back to you. But
why everybody walk on the right side? I don't understand. I talked to the lady. She had a headphone. I say I had a headphone walking. I want to watching the traffic. But she said, "Oh no, everybody had like that." So, what can I do? I don't know. Is you had a budget? You had the counseling to put the sign in?
We have some signs up already, but to your point, we maybe don't have enough. So we will.
I don't see people still walking on the right hand side.
Yes, I agree. Yes. So we'll see.
So do you need the money or something?
No.
Budget?
We'll get back to you. There are many priorities on the list, and getting people to change habits and so on is not always easy. So we've heard your comment, and we're going to look to see if there's something we can do to improve it. But it won't be tomorrow. It won't be tomorrow.
Yeah. I understand, but I mean.
There are some signs, but we can maybe.
Really? I didn't see any sign. Sorry, I lost.
Okay.
Yeah, but I saw it over there. It's need more sign than me. Anyway, thank you. But I just want the safety for everyone. I don't want. Yeah. I think if you need the money or you don't have the budget, I don't mind. I donate some money, up to 1,000. Write me a check. I can report the tax. That's it. I'm fine. Safety first. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
She's already donated more than she knows through the grants. My name is Brenda Stone, and my question for the council has to do with the land for the fire department. I would like to give kudos to the duck farm and the generosity that they have for this town and all of the land that they have given in the past. I find that extremely commendable. I am not very happy that we are going to have to expropriate land from them, and they are not very happy about it. I went and visited them. My question to council is, what about the land just beside the community center, where the sliding hill is? Do we own that? Do we own that parcel of land just over here?
Where the hill is? Right?
Yes, sir.
We own that, but I mean, we could expand the community center, so we want to keep that land for the community center, yes.
There are other options for expanding the community center. We can go back off the road and head back in behind, because we own considerable land before we reach the Lions Park. And I am just trying to be practical in a way to maintain appreciation for the duck farm and ease of access for a new location for a fire department without having to spend a lot more money, because we already own that chunk of land over there beside this building. So I'd like your feedback.
Quickly and efficiently, when you own something, you have a vision, the land is big. Huck Henry had a vision when he gave this land to the town to use it for recreation for the citizens of town of Rome Lake. A fire station is not recreation. And consequently, he envisioned with his vision that the land is big enough to extend after if the community center had to expand. So that is it in a nutshell. And in all due respect to the duck farm, We still have great communications with them. There are many reasons why the land could not be bought, and that's it. So, and they're probably at ease with what's going on, so that's it.
Sir, God is not making much land. Therefore, to really put our thinking caps on and use what we own, to me, at this moment,
I cannot explain it any better than that. That the land that Huck Henry, the community center, gave us, the building was given to us. We did the aménagement, l'extérieur, but everything that goes into the community center is for the benefit and recreation of the citizens of town of Brome Lake. Point final. I can't explain it any better than that, can I? Thank you.
Charlie Scott, Knowlton. One quick question about Davignon sidewalks. For a few years, I've been kind of chasing the town for some answers on what might be happening to repair those sidewalks, they're really, really in bad shape. And most recently, in about a year ago, I sent a message to the town and was asking why the contract that I gather the town had signed off on to repair those sidewalks in April or May of 2023, why that wasn't going forward. So I'm just curious to know, I'd asked the town a year ago for clarification when there might be some answers, and I never had a reply. So just wondering if anyone has any insight, because it feels a bit forgotten, and there are a lot of very important people who live on Davignon.
Well, there's a lot of important people that don't Denmark too.
Right.
But put that aside, I mean, if I had to do it, I would tear up the sidewalks on Avenue.
Yeah.
With the telephone poles where they're located. It became an issue, and personally myself, I'm speaking for myself, I'm not speaking for council, that I would love just to tear them up, because in my development, Kennedy, James, Owl, there's 80 houses, and we have no sidewalks. And people walk on the side of the road, and everybody gets along well. And for the number of people at a dead-end street, even though there is one important person living on the street.
It's not me.
No.
Clara.
I'm referring to you. That personally, I'll check it out though, Charlie.
Yeah.
And just noted and we'll look into it. Because personally, I just think it should be torn up and.
It'd just be nice for something to be done. It just feels like it's kind of forgotten. So that's all.
We have a problem with the telephone poles, but we got a problem with telephone poles on Lakeside Road.
Yeah.
Which are in the road. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Okay.
We'll have to see.
Cool.
That was the issue when we discussed it, was like, what do you put the money into around telephone poles? Do we, obviously we know telephone
Yeah.
poles aren't moving, but
Yeah.
no sidewalks was also another option, cleaning it up nicely.
Yeah.
But I hear that that's what you're kind of.
It's just something like the sidewalk now is just really bad. Yeah. And then one, just to maybe pick up on the last point, and I don't have the details at my fingertips, and it's a technicality, but it's worth pointing out. So technically, some of this land that the community center sits on is technically not owned by the town. It belongs still, it's in the name of the Clark Foundation.
That's correct.
And it will be turned over to the town, but I just point that out as another complication, that any development on this land is further complicated by the fact that the ownership isn't as clear as it might seem.
But my main point and all that, Charlie,
Yeah.
is Clark is for the recreation and the well-being of all
Totally,
citizens.
totally, yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Thank
There
you.
you go. Thank you.